hard, for sure. It feels a little unfair considering that other places are allowed to stay open.
Bars and nightclubs in BC are closed again because of new COVID restrictions. Some arts and nightlife programmers say that's unfair, especially as some high-capacity sports arenas are still planning to host games.
So having to close again completely is so demoralizing.
Darlene Rigo owns and operates the Fox Cabaret. They survived off government grants when restrictions were brought in last November. They were able to start up music programming again in the summertime, where they enforced seated events, no dancing, no mingling.
Restaurants can remain open with no capacity restrictions, and the arenas can be at 50%, like these giant spaces where we are this small venue that's been very diligent about the restrictions and enforcing them and trying to keep people safe. And I'm not convinced that we are particularly dangerous compared to these other venues.
With the new restrictions, people will still be able to dine 6 to a table in any restaurant. As for sporting venues, Rogers Arena in Vancouver is open to 50% capacity, but there aren't any Canucks games and other events have been postponed. On the other hand, the Canucks farm team in Abbotsford still has games scheduled for the first week of January at Abbotsford Centre. At half capacity, the arena is allowed to seat just over 3,500 people.
What I can say is it feels redundant that a place like the Fox Cabaret, who has been following restrictions, who has been stringent about following restrictions, is not allowed to stay open, but Rogers Arena is allowed to stay open. That seems redundant on so many levels.
For the Fox Cabaret, the plan is to look at streaming events online again, and it can be difficult to monetize events like that.
So it makes it harder for everyone to, not only the business to pay their rent, but for everyone that works there to pay their rent. And when we live in a society and a city that we have to have multiple jobs just to get by, to have any of those cut out makes it impossible to survive almost.
These new restrictions will be in place until at least January 18th. In Vancouver, Kier Junos, City News.